I have something? Hello? One, two, check. Check for the Zoom. Check, check. One, two, three.
Hear you loud and clear.
OK？喂，够了吗？可以吗？啊，你好了，跟我说一下，然后我来给你这种。What? Hopefully you will enjoy, guys.
場係咪都可以聽心？喂喂喂喂，等先大家，我哋時間真係唔好意思。喂喂喂喂，OK，我咁樣好，唔該晒。好的话是用 Zoom 直播，
OK。
是。我问一下。Hello. This is announcement for Chinese speakers only. An announcement for Chinese speakers only. 这个是关于我们很快会有的那个公开Bodhicitta的公开讲座，我们小息之后就会有的。然后我们这个公开讲座呢是用 Zoom，是用 Zoom。那所以要听这个。应该平时你们收到仁波切的教导的那个通常有什么微信啊，或者是 WhatsApp 啊，收到的話，應該是同一個方式收到的，就找一下那個 Zoom link。陣間咧，仁波切嘅講座咧係唔會係用收音機舉行嘅，係會用 Zoom 舉行嘅。所以如果係想聽普通話或者粵語傳譯嘅話咧，請揾翻嗰個 Zoom link 啊。咁平時咧，你點樣例如仁波切嗰啲講座啊、活動啊等等，如果有 Zoom 嘅話，你用翻同一個方法揾翻條 Zoom link 出嚟就得㗎啦。唔該。
Test, test, test. Hello, we are about to start in 1 minute. Please be seated. Thank you.
Vajrasattva Samayam Manopalaya Vajrasattva Jnanopa Tishajiro Me Baba Sutasha Me Baba Supasha Me Baba Anuraka Me Baba Savasini Me Prayachas
Karma Suja Me Chitam Shreyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvantanta Gata Vajrama Me Musha Vajri Baba Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Vajrasava Samayam Anupalaya Vajrasava Dhinova Tishadrino Me Baba Sutasham Me Baba Subhasham Me Baba Anuragam Me Baba Sarvasini Me Prayachas Sarva Karma Suja Me Chitam Shreyam Guru Hum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mujhavari Baba Mahasamaya Sato Om Vajrasava
Samayam
Anupalaya Vajrasava Tenupa Tishadrido Me Baba Sutasho Me Baba Suposho Me Baba Anurako Me Baba Sarvasiddhi Me Precious Sarva Karma Sucham Chitam Shreyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Muja Vajri Baba Mahasamaya Sato Om Vajrasava Samaya
Palaya
Vajrasava Tenopa Tishajrido Me Baba Sutosho Me Baba Supasho Me Baba Anurako Me Baba Sarvasiddhi Me Precious Sarva Karma Sucham Jidam Shreyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Musha Vajri Baba Mahasamaya Sadhu
This is an announcement. Sorry, this is an announcement for Chinese speakers only. For on 就是今天马上会开始的那个讲座，还是用普通话的 FM 收音机翻译。普通话的话还是 FM 收音机的翻译。广东话的话，广东话其实还是可以用 FM，我们还是用 FM 吧。那我们就不需要用 Zoom，好吧？谢谢。
Okay, everybody ready? Live, I mean the live stream around, people around, elsewhere, all ready? Okay. Okay, so there's one that you have no reason not to take. And that is the Bodhisattva vow. Because one should take a vow that one can actually keep it or fulfill or, accomplish. And if you look at all our endeavor, a vow to awaken all sentient beings is the only endeavor that one can actually accomplish. This is because all sentient beings have Buddha nature. So the grand and seemingly difficult task to awaken them or place them in the state of the Buddhahood. The big part of this task is already done by sentient beings themselves, so to speak. There's no greater mind stream or a mental factor or a thought or a thinking than motivation to awaken others. Even more sublime than wish to give happiness. Because this is a mind not only aiming for temporary and futile goal. We are aiming for the highest possible goal. And the only sort of means and the way to free ourselves and others from the endless suffering is by placing oneself and all sentient beings to the state of awaken. So this is why taking the Bodhisattva is really the best thing what one can do. But to take the Bodhisattva vow, we need to prepare ourselves by first taking refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Now, there's a many different way of approaching to this so-called taking refuge, one could think that the Dharma is the only undeceiving, reliable path that can save ourselves, and therefore we surrender or we trust wholeheartedly to the Dharma. Dharma is the truth. It is not, and when we talk about the truth, we are not talking about any kind of exotic, sort of mythical truth. We are talking about very raw, uncontrived, the truth of things as it is. And as we trust the Dharma as the path, as we surrender ourselves to this truth, we then naturally also appreciate, venerate, and therefore surrender ourselves to the teacher who taught, the Buddha. And then having done this, we surrender ourselves to the system or the community that shares this same truth and then that follows this same teacher who expounded this teaching. So this is one way to understand the so-called taking refuge. In a more profound level, our nature of our mind is the Buddha. Like fire is heat and water is moisture. The sort of ultimate character or the nature of our mind is none other than Buddha, the awakened. This is something that we can trust, even though for the time being in the relative world, we go through all kinds of, experience of habits, defilements, and so on. This is something we can trust on in the absolute level, and surrendering to this absolute nature of our mind is the taking refuge to the Buddha. And then that, and also for the time being, we trust the truth that all compounded things are impermanent, all defiled things have no absolute satisfaction or happiness. Everything within our mind stream has no truly existing nature. Accepting this, surrendering to this is taking refuge to the Dharma. And then taking refuge to the Sangha is basically associating oneself with this community, this system, this lineage, this method, this skill, this whole structure. So this is sort of the theory behind taking refuge. I'm explaining this in case there are people who, for the first time, taking refuge, since this is being live streamed. Now, as a symbolic method, we will visualize Shakyamuni Buddha in front of us. As a support for your visualization, you can have a picture or a statue of the Buddha. In our case, I placed a small statue of Buddha on the moon disk where Longchenpa is sitting. And thinking that this is not just a bronze or a golden statue, thinking that this is Shakyamuni Buddha. And with this acceptance that no matter how our life, samsaric life, worldly life, no matter how perfect it seems to appear, in reality, it's like a dewdrop. In reality, there's always a flaw. And we are afraid of this uncertainty. We are afraid of this delusion of thinking illusions as real. With these motivations, we should take refuge. So those who are taking refuge from outside, if you have the means, and also here, please do 3 prostrations aiming towards Shakyamuni Buddha here. Okay, if you can, please kneel on your knees. Place your palms together in the Anjalika Mudra. And please repeat what I say. Cho Juna Jubi Sanje Jomdende Tamjetang Sa Jula Nebe Chanjub Samba Samba Chembo Namdang Lama Doji Zimba Chembo Nam Dala Gongsu Sol Chanchub Yingbur Chi Jipar Sanje Namla Japsuchi Chödang Chanchub Samba Yi Solang Dejin Japsuchi Chanchub Yingbur Chi Jipar Sanje Namla Japsuchi Chödang Chanchub Samba Yi Solang Dejin Japsuchi Chanchub Yingbur Chi Jipar Sanje Namla Japsuchi Chödang Chanchub Samba Yi Solang Dejin Japsuchi. Okay, I will now pause a little bit, and after a while, I will snap my finger. At that point, think that you have taken refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the way, those who are not really intending to take refuge, you can keep on sitting here and observe. You're very welcome. Okay, now that you have taken the refuge, you will take the Bodhisattva vow. To do that, please do 3 prostrations again, this time to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. after the three procession, you can either sit normally as how you sit, or you can also be on your knees. It's really up to you. And what you are taking, the Bodhisattva vow, is according to Madhyamika tradition. It's not a Jittamata tradition. So the reason why I need to tell you this is one could think that to take the Bodhisattva vow, which could involve a lot of unimaginable sort of penance and I don't know, like a courage. How can we possibly do such things, especially we, the beginners? Now, according to the Madhyamika, we call it Umalugi Samje. According to the Madhyamika tradition, one can actually take the Bodhisattva vow and then aspire to apply all the infinite Bodhisattva activity according to one's own capacity, according to one's own courage, step by step. Rimjilap, we call it. Okay, so please, thinking that you are taking the Bodhisattva vow, repeat this after me. Chitarunganji, Desheji, Changchup Tune, Jebatang, Changchup Sembi, Shabala, Deda Rimjin, Nebatar, Dejin Dola, Pendendu, Changchup Semne, Jeji Xing, Dejin Dune, Lapalang, Rimbajindu, Labarji, Chitarunganji, Desheji, Changchup Tune, Jebatang, Changchup Sembi, Lapala, Deda Rimjin, Nebatar, Dejin Dola, Pendendo, Changchup Semni, Jeji Xing, Dejin Duni, Lapalang, Rimbajindu, Labarji. Okay, so these two recitations. After the third recitation, I'm going to again pause and then snap my finger. At that time, you have taken the Bodhisattva vow. Chitarunganji, Desheji, Changchup Tuni, Jebatang, Changchup Sembi, Labala, Deda Rimjin, Nebatar, Dejin Dola, Pendendu, Changchup Semne, Jeji Xing, Dejin Duni, Labalang, Rimbashindu, Labarji. And now I will say tapino. At that time, you can either say lexo or sadhu. Tapino. Okay, please sit. Okay, now you need to declare. You need to tell yourself, sort of declare to yourself what you are declaring or sort of confirming, declare, I guess, is what you are saying is, today my life has become fruitful. Today, being a human has bear some sort of a purpose. And today I have become heir of the Buddha. Today I have become the children of the Buddha. So that's one. And then the other one is, since I have the okay, maybe first thinking that repeat. Dengdu dakse debu ye mi siba lepar top ring sanje riksu je sanje seso tajurto. Okay, now you should tell yourself, since I have become the heir of the Buddha, now I belong to the family of the Buddha. Now it is my time to do my family duty, family sort of profession or a family trade, I guess. And, I shall not ruin my family since I belong to this family. So that's what you are saying. So please repeat what I say. Tani dagi jine chang rigdang tumbi lesamde jeme zumbi rigdila nyokbar minjir cha. Okay. Now again telling yourself, sort of rejoicing to yourself, like a destitute beggar finding a treasure trove, blind, destitute beggar finding a treasure mine under your bed or house. Likewise, amidst all these negative defilement and emotions, I have found the treasure mine of the Bodhicitta. So that's what you're saying. Please repeat. Longwe chadar ungpole chidar rinchen nyebatar tejin jishik tar tene changshub semne dala che. Now you declare to the world, and especially first you declare to heaven, sort of heavenly gods and the asuras, because it's believed that every time a person takes a bodhisattva vow, especially those who are very sort of inspired by the Buddha's teachings of gods and the asuras, they feel very joyful. So you, with the confidence, you can declare that you have taken the bodhisattva vow to the gods and the asuras. So please repeat. Dagi tiring choba tamjeji chenghar droa deshe nidane ardu dela ndrendu pesenji hadang lamin laso gavarichi. Okay, now dedicating this merit in order to let's dedicate this merit for all sentient beings, so that those who don't have the bodhicitta, they will have the bodhicitta. Those who have the bodhicitta, it will not sort of decrease, and then it will increase. So thinking that, please repeat. Changchup semne rinpoche mache panam che yujik cheba nyamba meba yang one kondu pepper show. Okay, since we have taken the bodhisattva vow, as a bodhisattva, let us now immediately practice the bodhicitta or the bodhisattva activity. So let us practice ultimate bodhicitta first. And to do that, let us, especially I'm talking mainly for a lot of the beginners out there. Let us sit straight. Whatever comes in your mind, do not contrive, do not judge, just observe. Let's do that. Yeah, so this is just a good beginning to practice the ultimate bodhicitta. For the relative bodhicitta, just have aspiration that we will benefit sentient beings, that ultimately may I be able to awaken all sentient beings. Meanwhile, may I be the guide, may I be friend, family, may I be wealth, may I be bridge, boat, house, even a branch for those who wish to have a soothing rest. May I be medicine for those who are ailed. May I be letters, books for those who are looking for information for the right direction, so on and so forth. So please generate this kind, compassionate wish to ultimately awaken sentient beings. Okay, so this is the sort of a brief ceremony of refuge and bodhicitta. I believe they will. Is there questions from outside? Not here. Is there a question?
We don't have any questions from live stream yet.
Okay. In that case, what we will do is we will do the dedication. And as we spoke yesterday, we will do the dedication based on the Samantabhadra's prayer. So, are you going to do this? Yeah.
Hello. Okay. So this translation is a very recent attempt to render the Günsang Manlam into a metered form. Since nobody is yet familiar with the cadence and the rhythm of this translation, I asked Kim to only now share the translation in the group chat. So you're welcome to read it along as I read it, but if you're not familiar with the rhythm, maybe wait a few moments to see if you can get into the rhythm, and then it makes sense to, if it makes sense to you, you can join in and recite it at not too loud a voice. And yeah, I think I will just start. Oh, all worlds, all beings, all strife, all peace throughout, upon a single ground, two paths, two fruits, are knowing and not knowing's conjured play. Through Kuntu Zangpo's aspiration prayer, in Dharmadhatu's palace most sublime, may all arise as perfectly awake. Uncompounded is the ground of all, a vast self-sprung ineffable expanse, of names samsara and nirvana void. Knowing such is Buddhahood indeed. Unknowing beings wonder without end. May every being of the triple realm see the suchness of the signless ground. Kuntu Zangpo, I, the ever good, know the suchness of this uncaused ground. Upon that very ground it freely dawns. No here, no there, no more, no less unstained, unmarred by veils of stupor shade, unmarked. Flawless then what naturally appears. To that awareness which is self-awake, the fall of all the worlds would hold no fear, nor want for all the pleasures there may be. In this clear knowing, self-sprung and unwrought, no solid form, no vicious venoms five. Wakeful, ever-present, lucid in wisdom five. These pristine wisdoms ripen as they are, and bloom as primal Buddha kind's quintet. From there it surges, wisdom's boundless swell. 42 Buddhas manifest, rolling out of wisdom's potent play. 60 Herukas unleashed emerged. Ground awareness then was never dazed. As such and so the primal Buddha I cast abroad this aspiration prayer, that every being of this triple realm self-born awareness comes to know again, that mighty wisdom perfectly unfurls. My emanations issue on and on in myriad numbers, legions beyond thought, taming beings each by apt display. My noble-hearted aspiration prayer shall impel all wanderers to desert their 6 old haunts throughout this triple realm. Beings bewitched for all of them at first,